Hello and welcome to Project Art Now. Today I will tell you why you should follow all the writing rules. Or not. I mean, it's your book, you can write it however you want. And I understand that. Believe me, I side with those who argue that there is no such thing as writing rules, they're more like suggestions, if anything. Just to be clear, I'm not talking about spelling or grammar, more like storytelling structures, such as show don't tell. By the way, I covered that one on a previous video. Do check it out, but for now, please stay here. Now, let's break the rules, or let's follow them. How do we know when to do such things? Well, my first advice, and I have to be honest, this is an advice I have to give to myself more than anything, and I'm sharing with you. The first advice is get rid of your ego. And what I mean by that is, how many times have you struggled with applying a certain storytelling rule into your story and you just go, well, I'll write it however I want. The problem with that is, like, think about it. If you get a new car, you wouldn't just mess with the engine thinking, well, it's my car, I can do whatever I want. In theory, yes, you can, but that could ruin it. I mean, what will be even the point? On the other hand, someone who has mechanical knowledge could do certain adjustments to their car without the risk of ruining it. Now, luckily, that's as far as the example goes, because unlike a mechanic to an engine, you don't need to be an expert, but certainly does help to understand the basics and to know why the rule or suggestion or whatever you want to call it exists in the first place. And so, as I said, we need to get rid of our ego. Not 100%, having a certain level of ego helps, but that's a discussion for another time. What I mean is, let's take for example a very popular rule is use strong verbs rather than adverbs. So in this case, you take a look at the scene that you're working on and see if it's full of adverbs. Now, here are two options to look at it. You can say, well, there's nothing wrong with adverbs, I don't know why people hate adverbs, I like it like this. Or you can really tackle it and try to use strong verbs instead and compare the two versions and get rid of your own bias and see which one works better. Yes, granted, there will be many cases in which the adverbs will be actually better than the strong verbs. I'm not saying that we should never ever use adverbs in our writing. I mean, that's nonsense. In fact, I'm sure that if you read my book, link down below, you'll find a plethora of adverbs. The thing is that we need to be very critical of what truly works the best. Sometimes it's adverbs, but sometimes it's a strong verb. To help us with this, critic partners and beta readers are real lifesavers. And sure, you don't have to follow their advice to the letter, but listen to them and see how it goes. And again, this goes for all the rules, suggestions, or whatever for storytelling, not just adverbs. That was just a small example. Yes. Now, the second advice on to knowing when to follow the rules or when to break them is compare previous scenes. Have you been breaking the rule way too often? Not necessarily a bad thing, but maybe once in a while, if even if it's just a writing exercise, consider following it if you have been breaking that rule over and over and over again. And again. And for the record, this also works on the reverse. If you have been following that rule to the letter without fail every single time, maybe break it once in a while, see what happens. Maybe it will help. You'll never know. And if it doesn't, well, you can just go back. Third and final advice is get help from others. They could be a critic partner, a beta reader, a friend, family member, doesn't matter. Someone who could, let's say, break your own bias, and offer a new perspective. Of course, it has to be someone who has a certain understanding of the rules and how to apply them. Again, not necessarily an expert, but they should have at least the basics so they can properly help you. And there's no need for you to follow their advice to the letter, but certainly apply it. After all, if you're asking for their help, it stands to reason that you're reaching out to someone that you trust, right? First, let go of your ego and be honest. Are you ignoring the rule because it's better that way, or are you just ignoring it for the sake of ignoring it? Second, try to either break it once in a while or to apply it once in a while, depending on what side are you more often. Try to balance things out. And third, get help from others. Okay, I hope this was interesting and helpful in your storytelling adventures. Please, if you enjoy this, please make sure to subscribe, click the like button, leave a comment down below, share this video with others, check out all the cool stuff I have down below, follow me on my socials. I love interacting with you all, and I hope you will be here next time. Bye bye!